Why does it do this to me? I pushed the thought aside as too dangerous. Sentences are confusing me more than usual today. I pushed the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress, at least. At least sounds as if she spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yes, there is some, definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes of all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin, as far as I can tell, unbased assurances aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are. But it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. Why is she so lost all the time? She's like a puppy. As for me, trying to guess what she might have been thinking might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure. The chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lilly is oddly quiet too. I'd appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly what she's staying subdued. So I assume you were going somewhere and not coming back to the school. Any idea where? Her eyes widened in shock as she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique! Sure. No, what? Why would you think that? You know what I was doing. It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before to get to the store. If you're going to the school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. You know, that is the second time this week that someone asked me if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? Rin shrugs her shoulders with it, which is all the answer I get. You know, maybe you should come with us back to the school. Lilly interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned. The paper-thin smile on her face badly disguises that fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop, as it is entirely insane anyway. Inane! Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Rin considers this rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. Let me get a more comfortable position. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, where Lilly keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, tap, tap, step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that and a few fragment beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. A quiet A quiet, apart from the relaxing one in town at that. So how's the mural going? We are going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap, step, tap, step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku rests on top of is surprisingly steep. Going uphill, we slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and my breathing getting heavier. Almost there, I can see the gates already. Lazy bastard. More than that, though, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something. I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? Or resist the urge to say, aside from our traveling companion? But only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright, how do you mean? The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off a second. It's just you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Tired. I don't really want to talk about it. No, I don't want to die. Sorry, I'm not in very good condition. You can actually die in this game. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Is this considered a roguelike because there's permadeath and you have to start the story from scratch again if you do fuck up a decision? It's an interesting idea. Is an interactive novel like a roguelike? No, it's not randomly generated though, so it's not a roguelike. Anyway, it's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing that she's being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. And Rin! She's here too! I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought. Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. Surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty... I guess the best way to put it would be messed up heart arrhythmia. I've had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it and spent most of the spring in a hospital. Ended in Yamaku on doctor's orders. Ended in Yamaku on doctor's orders. It is a really depressing story when you get down to it. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. And Rin just shuts the hell up and doesn't say anything. How can you not say anything? My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. I can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility because she's blind. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She has been so quiet for almost all of the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? I like that look. She's, Something weird is going on. I wonder. Yes, Friday the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad, why? I think I'm going to go in a fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural it's going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything is alright. Do you have any drugs or a time machine? What the fuck are drugs going to do for her? This is not good, not good. So she's behind her schedule, recalling Shizune's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several hours ago. I don't want to know what to think. She has left herself open for a told you so. I was thinking I told you so because usually that's what people say. Unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at a mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me, I'm going to need to work for a while. I glanced at Lilly, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realized she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. She's a child. Maybe we should call someone. She sounded like she was going into shock or something. I'm sure she will be just fine. She's just, how to say... Lilly cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lilly offers a slight apologetic smile as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings have prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. I'm not one to blame her at all. Lilly lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's exhausted by all this as I am. I better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for your company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I'm falling into their voices for some reason. It's amazing. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say, but that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin, maybe. Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. It's mainly just tone changes, but it's good. My throat is hurting. The students roll into class for the Saturday morning session. Each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people that have worked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, then our time is our own. Complaints? You know, the first job I ever worked, I worked for the fair. I was, stand-in carny. And they had me work 2 days, legitimately 2 days straight. I got 2 hours of sleep and I got to go to IHOP for like 30 minutes. That's it. That's it. I got a 2-hour nap and some IHOP for 2 days. Just picking up the heaviest shit and doing all this mechanical work and it was horrible. Truly horrible, but fun. It was fun. Matao lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Someone got drunk last night. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work.